crap. Honey?
What?
I forgot to shut the door. Come on, please. I'm already like pinned in. I'm already pinned in.
I'm already locked and loaded.
I'm already locked and loaded. I can't get up. My skin is so red today. Oh my gosh. Woo! All these people here, is you ever watching MASH, they probably are wondering why you're on the same episode every time. Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I am going to be using some products from, I'm like holding up this baby little primer, but I got a bunch of products from the Too Faced Sweet Peach collection. Now this recently launched from Too Faced, and a lot of you guys were like, what do you think about the Peach collection? And sometimes I get things in PR from companies and sometimes I don't. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this in PR, so this is why the video is a little bit later from when this launched, but a lot of you guys were very interested and I was super curious about this collection as well. So I picked up the foundation. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation infused with peach and sweet fig cream. It says it's transfer resistant and medium coverage. Now this is not a first impression video. I've been using these products for a while, so I wanted to kind of give a review and then apply them and just tell you guys my thoughts on the products. Also, I got this little sample of the primer. This is the Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. So I got a little sample of that, so we're going to use that. And then I bought the Velvet Matte Eyeshadow palette. This is also infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Now these products smell really, really good, but it is a different scent than the original Peach collection, which I do have to say, like when you're looking at this, they kind of upgraded the logo and stuff. I feel like the new logo, this was the original Peach collection that launched. I went to the launch party for that last December, and then this is the newer packaging of the product, and I do feel like it is sort of an upgrade. It looks a little bit more grown up, and this kind of looks, I love Too Faced for their whimsical packaging, but I do prefer, like this is gold on the back, you know, I just prefer this packaging more so when I'm looking, although this is really cute and I do like it. I just think that this looks a little bit more grown up. But what I was saying is the scent is different. The scent on these is more like super duper sweet, almost like peach candy, and the scent on this is like, it has more of that fig scent to it. It's not as like sweet, but it's still like super really pretty scent. So anyways, I've been using these products, so I'm just going to do a look with the primer foundation, tell you my thoughts on those products as well as using this palette, and we're just going to have a look and see what I think of the products, see if I think that they're worth picking up, because a lot of you guys have asked. So let's start off with the primer. So this says that it is a soft focus finish primer infused with the peach and sweet fig cream. It says it's a long-lasting cooling matte primer that blurs and smooths your complexion with a brightening peach tint that works on any skin tone. Wear alone or under foundation for a mattifying, soft focused finish that's lightweight, comfortable, and smells really good. So I got this as a sample, and it's a pretty nice size. I've used it multiple times. So I'm just going to apply this first. It has like a little peach tint like they said. It smells like they all have this like peach scent. My skin is like super red today, so this cooling is going to feel really, really good. What I will say is this kind of like dries quickly. Like I feel like it like really gets like matte really, really quickly. So if you have oily skin, I think that you will really, really love this. I have a little bit more drier skin right now. I do like this primer, and I feel like it does definitely blur the skin, and it has those properties that make the skin really matte. It does help if you would have oil control. But I have a moisturizer. I just used the what did I use today? Ofra moisturizer, Wonder Lush. I used that on my skin today before I came in here, so that's already on my skin to hydrate. And then this is, oh, it really has this like nice cooling sensation. It's not too much, but if you have like any type of redness, it does feel really nice on the face. So it's it sinks right in, and it really does sort of dry down pretty quickly and really give like more of a matte finish. So like I said, if you have oily skin, I think you're really gonna like that. The full size of this primer retails for $32. So now let's move on to the foundation. Now I picked up the shade Nude, and honestly, I think it might be a little bit dark. It sort of oxidizes on me a little bit. This has 12 different shades, and it retails for $36. I have the shade Nude, and it says light with rosy undertones. Honestly, I don't think this is the right shade for me. I think if I were to be getting it, I should have gotten Vanilla, which would be very light with neutral undertones. I got mine at Sephora inside JCPenney's, and I think they were out of a bunch of them, so I just ended up picking up this one. This says it's oil-free, 12-hour wear, oil-controlling, photo-friendly, and shine-free. Peach Perfect is infused with refreshing peach and sweet fig cream, which the whole collection is. That's why it has that really good smell. Comfort Matte Long Wearing 14-Hour Formula, which I will say that this is a very long wearing foundation, and it stayed matte throughout the day for me. The Modern Way to Wear Matte Foundation, photo-friendly, smooth, flawless, with a comfortable, soft, focused, velvety finish, which I agree on all of that. Okay, to apply this, I'm going to use the Sigma F82. This is the round kabuki. It comes in a packaging like this, and I really like this. It's very similar sort of like packaging to the IT Cosmetics foundations, where it has this pump right here in this sort of like squeezy tube packaging. Really cute packaging. I like it a lot. The pump is really nice, so it pumps out. This is what the consistency of the foundation is. Okay, like I said, this shade is a little bit dark on me. Well, maybe it matches right now because I was out in the sun because I had a garage sale this weekend. So I guess it does match a little bit better than when I've been wearing it. It is a really nice medium coverage. It does have a buildable coverage, but it's definitely not a full coverage foundation. I thought it was going to be, and even though it said on the thing that it's a medium coverage, like I thought it was going to be full coverage, but it's definitely medium buildable. So I feel like if you're someone who likes to have a liquid sort of almost like BB cream type of product, this has more coverage than a BB cream does, but it's a very sort of that same type of consistency, I feel like, as a BB cream with a medium coverage. BB creams tend to be a little bit more hydrating, and so this is like that really nice consistency with a matte finish. So if you are oily, you will love this. I found that it wore on me really well. It didn't break up at all. It's extremely long wearing, and it stayed very matte. The only issue that I had with it was it almost stayed like too matte. It was a little bit drying on my face. It didn't look drying, but once it dried down, it felt a little bit dry throughout the day, where I felt like typically like some of my natural oils would come through a little bit on most foundations that are matte, and with this I just felt like my oils did not come through at all. It was like matte the whole time, which most people would love that. But I'm saying if you have I'm just going to go in with another pump. If you have a little bit more of dry skin, then you will find probably that this might be a little bit too matte for you, a little bit dry, and you might need to add like an oil to it, or use like a really good moisturizer beforehand. But when you're pairing this with, which I wanted to do, I wanted to pair them together because that's how I've been trying them out. So for this video I wanted to do that. But if you're pairing it with the mattifying primer with it, it's like matte on top of matte. It's very matte, you know, and there is no oil that shines through. So if that's the look you like, then I think you would really like this, because the consistency is really nice, the coverage is really nice, and it builds really well. It's just if you have dry skin, I think that you might just have to work with it a little bit more, because it's one of the most matte foundations. Besides the Fenty foundation, I found that almost unwearable for my skin. I couldn't get it to work no matter what, and it broke up on me. This actually wears really well on me, but it's super matte. even at the end of the day. So oil control people, this is going to be your jam. So this is the coverage for a medium coverage foundation, which I think it's a pretty good coverage. If you do want a little bit more, you can build it up and it builds beautifully, but I'm just going to kind of leave it like this because this is how I've been wearing it. I just do one layer. I find less is more with this foundation since it is so matte, and I love the way it looks with just this. And I've liked applying it with this. I feel like when I apply it with a beauty blender, I do get less coverage. So applying with a brush, I'm getting more coverage. And since it is a medium foundation, it's like already on my hand where it's blended in. It's not like tacky, it's like matte, almost like it sucks all the moisture out. So I also go in at the end and make sure I set it with a setting spray, almost to add like a little bit of moisture and to also set everything at the very end. So we'll do that. I've just been using this one's right next to me. This is the Prime Set Refresh from Laura Geller. I did go in right before I applied this to my face and sprayed it right on my face too, in addition to the other primer, just because my skin's extra dry recently. So the thing that I love about this, even with my dry skin, when I'm looking at my face, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation. Like, it doesn't look like it really does. That primer really helps to blur things out. So even though it is a matte, I don't feel like it accentuates texture like some other matte foundations that I use. I feel like it lays on the skin really, really nicely, and it doesn't like accentuate my pores at all. So that's really great, and it doesn't cling to dry patches. So that's another really great thing. So if you are going to have a matte foundation with someone with dry skin, those are the things that you look for that are like absolute deal breakers, and this actually doesn't have any of those. So I find out of all the foundations, this one I can get to work for my skin if I just switch up a few things in the system, like a really hydrating primer, setting my face with a little bit more of setting powder, and also during the day, sometimes I find, since it is so matte, that I'll just mist my face during the day, just like a little refresher. So anyways, everyone loves to do that. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and put on my concealer, and then we're gonna come back and do eyeshadow. Why didn't I do my eyeshadow first? I always do my eyeshadow first. I just got like really excited about that primer, I guess. Weird. Okay, this eyeshadow palette is a 12-pan palette. It retails for $45. I just had to double check on the price. I have been loving this. Are the colors inside of it revolutionary? No, but they're really, really beautiful peach shades, neutral shades. I love this peachy color. If you already have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, do you need this? I actually prefer this over that palette. It is all mattes, but I prefer it because it just has all the shades that I would kind of use. If I am going to be using lid shades, like a shimmery lid shade, I'm going to go to another palette. I think this is a great everyday palette. Let me tell you why. They have a really dark shades, a nice variety, warm, but some nice variety of these deeper shades right here. They have a bunch of different transition shades, and then they have these two light shades. What I love about them is this one in Peach Meringue is a little bit more of the white cream, and this has like such a slight tinge of peach to it. It has like this peach undertone. It's really, really beautiful to brighten up the lid. So I did set my concealer prior, like my primer. I used Matte Painterly Paint Pot to put down and prime my eyes, and then I set them with a mix of these two shades. It's really, really beautiful, but I am going to go in and just kind of show you how like pigmented they are. They're very, very pigmented. This smells super duper good, but we're just going to kind of go in with this palette and go in and do the looks that I've been doing. So it's just a really, really pretty colors. I love how they blend out. These all blend super duper well. So I already have that set on my eyes, but I just wanted to go in again. It's really nice when I build this color. This is called Peach Butter, which is the one with a little bit more of a peach tint to it. When I put that on a flat brush and sort of pat it on, it's super pigmented, and I kind of can carve it out and then do like a cut crease. I've been doing that a lot. It's a really pretty natural eye. But today I'm going to go in with the Peach Punch, which is this really pretty corally color, and I'm going to kind of mix the Just Peachy and that together, and then maybe a little bit, actually, you know, I'm going to go in with Peach Tea first. This is almost like an orangey sort of pukey brown color. I'm going to use a Morphe M518 brush, and I'm just going to run this shade through the crease. As you can see, it's like this really, I mean, it blends out so beautifully. I'm going to hold it towards the end of my brush because I want this crease color to be really, really diffused. I don't want to put too much pressure because we're going to go in and deepen it up with other shades, but I'm going to go all the way into my socket of my eye and sort of just blend all this out. I'm going to raise it up a little bit and just get like a soft blend going. And then at the end, I'm going to come in and clean all that up. But I just really want to lay this down and kind of get it all over the lid and really into that socket to kind of contour out the eye. We're just going to do a soft blown out matte eyeshadow look, obviously, since this is all matte. But this is the kind of look that I find as my eyes are aging. This is like a much better look for me to have an all matte. I've been gravitating more towards that. My eyelids are getting a little bit more crinkly with age, you know, more mature skin. You just kind of have to switch up your routine. So I will be doing a makeup for over 35 or 35 and over. Obviously, you can do it if you're 30 or over. But as you notice your skin, your eyes aging, I'm going to do that tutorial of the things that I've changed in my routine for my entire face as I have aged. So hopefully people will find that helpful, the over 35 crowd or anyone who finds that they're needing to change things. And it's okay to have to change things in your routine when you age. I think it's when you start to try and hold on to certain things that may not look the best for your skin. It's harder because you see other people doing it and you're like, man, that looks so good, but you know, you just really got to try and do what looks good for you. So I've been finding that an all matte eye really is the best look for me. But you know, I'm still not going to give up my shimmers because I love them, but on a daily basis, I think it is the most flattering. So anyways, I just absolutely love that color. We'll end up cleaning up a little bit, but just kind of diffuse with the peach tea shade all throughout the crease. And I'm going to move on peach punch corally shade, and we're going to go a little bit lower with that. Okay, so now I'm taking the Sephora. This is a precision crease brush, and I'm going to take this peach punch. These shadows are really great. They're super easy to blend and they're super pigmented, but they don't have like a ton of kick up. So I just wanted to say that just putting your brush in, you do get a lot of pigment on the brush, as you can see, but there's not a lot of fallout with these shades. So some people don't mind fallout. I'm one of them who does not mind fallout. If the shade performs well and blends well, I don't mind that. But other people do, so I just wanted to point that out. So I'm keeping this kind of, I have a hooded eye, so I'm keeping it like kind of like in the crease and then below. As you can see, I'm like angling my brush downward so that I can keep that lower than the crease, but we're just going to keep that right in the crease and then below with that shade. I'm going to use this, I'm going to go in with, this is a Gorgeous Cosmetics B111 brush. I'm going to use this Fresh Picked shade, and I'm just going to tap this. This is more of an orangey shade, and this one has a little bit of fallout. This is why I should have done my foundation first, but I'm just going to kind of buff that all over the lid. When I use a blending brush like this, it's a little bit tighter of a blending brush, but I find I can get a really nice diffused look, and that's kind of what we're going for. Just a really diffused look. Okay, now I'm going to take this deep dark chocolatey color and I'm going to mix it with this Peach Sangria, and I'm going to line right on my lash line. So I'm just going to mix those two together, and this is like an angular brush, but it's like more of a stiff brush. So I'm just going to get that right on my lash line. So I'm not going to go in with liner, so I'm just kind of pressing that in. Okay, now I'm going to go into this Peach Butter shade, which is the one that has a little bit of a lighter peach tint to it, and I'm just going to put this under the brow bone and sort of blend that lower ring or sort of edge out with that shade. And then we're going to go in with the peach meringue, which is a little bit more of the cream shade, and put that right under the brow bone. I'm going to go in with the peach meringue and put that one right up under here. I'm going to take this color in Just Ripe. It's like, this is more pinky red, this is like more brown, has a little bit more brown to it, brown burgundy. And I'm just going to go and stamp that right here on the outer portion. Just going to stamp it low, like lower, not going to go above my crease with that, just stamping it right there. And I'm going to take that first brush we used with the peach tea color on it, and I'm just going to go in and blend that shade out. Not going to try and take it too high, but I mean, I have a habit of doing that even when I'm not trying. Alright, let's go in with my concealer and then we'll do the bottom lash line. I do like the mirror in this palette. It's a really great mirror. I've used all of the shades. They all perform really, really well. So definitely it's a hit for me as far as all the shades in this palette. I do recommend it. They blend really well. They are all really, really pretty. Do I think that it is a must-have, special, unique palette? Oh, crud. Got concealer. No, I don't think it's like super unique, but it's really, really a beautiful, beautiful palette. Actually, let's go in with the rest of the face. I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is a great shade. I feel like, especially if you're fair complected, it's a really, really beautiful shade. You can use this to contour with, bronze with. It's just a really nice color. I feel like I spend so much time like under my chin that if I ever looked up, it would be like super dark under there. Be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I gotta contour this puppy away. Try and get that thing chiseled a little bit. That's why I spend so much time under there, under that chin. Alright, I'm also going to go in with this peach bronzer in here. I love this palette. It does smell really good, but I like this bronzer. My only complaint about this is it's like the pan is like super small, so it's kind of hard to get a brush in there, but I like the color of it. Alright, I'm going to use this peach blush in here, which I find is so pretty. It's like this really pretty shimmery peach color, but it's like builds really nicely because of the formula. I love it. For a highlight, I'm going to go in with the highlight in this palette. It's beautiful as well. It's like not too much. It's the perfect color of a highlight. Also going to go pop this like with my finger in the inner corner, just for a little bit of light maybe. And now we're gonna finish up those eyes. I'm gonna go in with this shade. This is MAC Bordeauxline. B-O-R, it's probably Borderline, but Bordeauxline. It's like this really pretty purpley shade. Put that right in the waterline. And then we're going to take this shade in Just Peachy, which is a lighter peach. I don't think we've used that. Like almost at this point, I think we've used every shade with this peach tart shade, so boom. And I'm just gonna kind of blend this out and bring it down a little bit. I'm going to go back in with this angle brush and go into this Just Ripe shade and this Chocolate Dipped. Mix those two together. And I'm going to get that really close to my lash line. And just, I guess, for kicks, to say we used every shade, I'm going to go into this Peach Tart. Boom. So we're going to use every shade. And I'm really going to smoke out this lower lash line. I'm like bringing it down to my very first wrinkle under my eye. Alright, let's go in with some mascara. I'm using the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. And then I'm going to go in with some false lashes for this look, just because I kind of want to, I haven't worn false lashes in a hot minute. Okay, before I pop on the false lashes, I wanted you to see what the lashes look like, or what it looks like without them. But I'm going to go in with the nude lip. I'm going to use this Blushing Nude from IT Cosmetics. I've done a full review on these lip liners. I'm just going to line my lips with this, and then I'm going to pop on. This is the Melted Latex from Too Faced. This is in the shade Hopeless Romantic. So we're going to use that shade. Alright, let me pop this on. Oh, that's a pretty peachy color. I'm very monochromatic. I probably shouldn't have worn a peach shirt. It's like too much Laura, too much peach. It just kind of worked out that way. I didn't even think about it till right now. That's a really pretty color. I like that. Oop, that's my dad. He just got home. I've already talked about this before, but I track my parents because they live far away and they're older, and I want to make sure they get home all right. Some people think it's crazy. Like my own dad, he's like, how'd you know I just got home? I track you, Dad. I know your whereabouts. So I'm going to pop on some lashes, but this is the look, and you guys really, really like it. Oh, let me, before I pop on those lashes, let me spray it, because like I said, I like to spray it because the foundation is so matte. But you guys, this foundation is really, really nice. Like, I like the way it looks on the skin for a matte foundation, but I just like to add that extra moisture just for comfort for me, not necessarily for look, if that makes sense. It's just the way my skin feels, but it looks great on the skin, and it's not a ton of foundation sitting on there because we didn't really use that much. And I'm just going to spray it really quick. I always like mess that up and get like mascara everywhere when I do that. Okay, so this is the finished look. I have lashes on. I use this eyelash right here. It's playing me. It's super playing me. Overall thoughts and opinions on these products that I tried. I really do like this primer for me personally and my skin. I'm not going to purchase the full size, but I do think if you have oily skin, these work great in conjunction. Like, I'm talking, you will be matte, super matte for the whole 14 hours. This foundation does wear for a really long time. You do not need a lot of it. It controls oil really, really well. I'm talking nothing gets through, and it has a really nice finish. Even if you do have dry skin, I think you can get this product to work. The shade Nude is a little bit dark for me. It does oxidize just a touch. I would get I think 2 shades lighter is what I need for this, just with the neutral undertone. I forgot what color I said, vanilla. That would probably be the shade that would work better for me if you do have my complexion. That would be a little bit better for me. But I do love this, and I like the way it looks on the skin up close in pictures. Looks great. I've even tried flash photography just to see, and it works really, really well. So I do recommend the foundation. However, just be warned, it is super duper matte. As for the eyeshadow palette, I think it's beautiful. I love it personally. I will use this palette. I think the mirror inside of it is great. The packaging is beautiful. All of the shadows perform really, really well. I've been wearing them. They blend out really well. I love the looks that it creates. However, all the looks look very similar to me because they are just like that warm tone look. So unless you're going for, you know, I mean, when I use this peach color, I can get like a really pretty blown out peach look just with that peach color, and it's very, very pretty and wearable, and I love it. And I mean, it's just a nice warm palette, but you know, a lot of the shades, you're kind of gonna get like this sort of same look a lot. But it's a great palette. This velvet matte shadow formula is really, really nice, blend really well, high quality. So I think that I would recommend the palette. I like it if you love those colors. So overall, this is the finished look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about my thoughts on the products. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe before you leave. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah. warm look on the eyes with the super blended out. I didn't mean to put you guys off. Sorry. Cut.